As a video editor, you really are one of the main storytellers in the video making process. Yeah, sure, the director gets most of the credit. Even the cinematographer or the director of photography gets a lot of credit for being able to visually capture the scene. Producers get some credit for making it all happen. But at the end of the day, I like to think that editors are truly the storytellers that get to put it all together. Because really, that's what we get to do. We take everything, all of the work that has been done, and we put it together. Without us, there would be no videos. And as an editor, you're going to learn through the process what it takes to tell a great story. What types of shots you need. Do you need wide exterior shots to introduce a scene? Do you need close-ups to get in and show that emotion? Do you need cutaway shots or different types of shots to describe or to show what exactly is happening and to explain your video even further? I know that for myself that even though I don't do as much of the cinematography or the directing when I'm out helping other people on their projects, as an editor, they do bring me on set and they do often ask for my advice on what shots or things we need. This is also going to make you a very efficient shooter so that when you do go out there, you're not shooting too much because you already know, you're already thinking about the edit in the back of your mind. Oh, I need this shot, I need that shot. Oh, I don't need that shot. Oh, that was a good enough take. We can use that. Let's move on to getting more different shots. So being editing is awesome. That's basically the point of what I'm trying to say. Being an editor is awesome. The next thing I want to talk about is with pacing, because as an editor, you can really dictate the feeling of the story. You can speed up scenes and make it more dramatic with faster cuts. This is really popular in action movies. I challenge you, if you're going out to see your next action movie, think of things like The Bourne Identity and the whole Bourne series. Watch one of those movies and in one of their action scenes, try to count how many cuts and how many different takes they are actually using. It's going to be hard. You might not be able to count fast enough. It's incredible how many actual shots they use within like 30 seconds to 60 seconds of a film. On the opposite side, slowing down a scene and giving space not only in the shot but also in the dialogue or the voiceover can help emphasize a point. Do you hear what I'm saying? This is not me editing, but the way that I talk, if I really want you to focus in on what I'm saying, then I'm going to slow down and I'm going to pause when I say something really powerful. Now, what I'm saying right now isn't that monumental, but I bet you're focused a little bit more when I do have a little bit more space between what I'm saying. So as an editor, especially with documentary making, it's easy to try to cram in a lot of dialogue, a lot of sound bites. The hardest thing is to get rid of some of those sound bites so the other ones can even breathe a little bit more and have more of an effect on the audience. And with the Anthony Carvajal documentary, that was the hardest thing for me because he said so many amazing things. I wanted to get all these stories within this short film. But getting rid of some of those stories and just letting the ones that are most important live and breathe, it really made the piece even better. So that's with action and getting a video excited with fast cuts and then slowing it down for more drama. What about comedy? In comedy, timing is everything. And I'm not a comedian. I am not a jokester. I would never get up on a stage and start telling jokes. I would just be bad at that. Honestly, when I try to tell my friends or family's jokes, I just botch it half the time. But as an editor, we're an important role in comedies. One thing you can do is get to the punchline faster, especially when you're shooting. And I've done projects with friends or TV commercials that are funny and it just takes too long to get to that punchline. Sometimes you can cut out some of the filler talk or even the space between words to get to that punchline even faster, so it has a bigger effect. Also, use visuals to add comedy. And this is more in the directing and the cinematography side of things, but as an editor, you can provide your input as well. But we live in a world where most comedies are just dialogue based nowadays. You think of the latest movies, all the comedies that come out, most of the scenes are just people talking back and forth and saying funny things to each other. A while back in the 80s was really the time of this. Watch some of the great 80s comedies, and you'll notice so much of the comedy is based off of action or funny shots or different angles or just things that are happening in the scene, not necessarily just talking. As you can see, I get very passionate talking about editing, and I hope that comes across through the little webcam. This is what I have to tell about story, and I hope it makes you a better video creator.